Welcome to the Bloody Nuts Podcast.
This podcast is not for kids, and I'm serious.
Bloody Nuts.
Ew, you guys are gross.
I've heard of these nuts, but never bloody nuts. Ew.
You have to be so rude and so crude. Like, grow up.
What is up, guys? This is Bloody Nuts. I am your host, Mr. Mike, and I am with my co-host, Mr. Zach.
¿Qué pasa, güey?
Hey, we are a couple friends that live 3,000 miles apart, and we say some pretty fucked up shit, and probably really annoying to most. But yeah, this is probably your time to leave if you're scared to hear what we have to say. So, anyways, Zach, do you have a hot topic for us? This is so out of the ordinary. I'm over here trying new shit. Bear with us, please, Zach.
Dude, I can't right now. Okay, that threw me for a loop, Mike, doing the intro there. Whoa, oh my gosh. Whew. Let me get my head focused. All right, well, as you know, we hop into a hot question whenever we start the podcast, so I guess we're going to hop into it. And the question that I have for you, Mike, is would you rather have sex for 30 seconds or an hour?
Oh, that's so tough, dude, because honestly, like, if I want to be selfish, like 30 seconds would be sick. You can't really get get a lot of work done in 30 seconds, honestly. Like, that's like a quick in and out.
You're right. So what about, 2 minutes or an hour?
2 minutes or an hour?
Yeah.
Even 2 minutes, I feel like it's still selfish.
Well, for sure, but you can get more done in 2 minutes. But I know you have struggled with lasting too long, getting stuck in your head and stuff, and it's frustrating for you. And you've even told me that you wish you could finish earlier just because it's so hard for you to actually finish in a decent amount of time. So because you have that experience, would you rather still last like pretty long, like an hour, or less time?
Dude, I am kind of like I'm more of like a people pleaser. So when it comes to like being in bed with a woman, I'm like, most of the time I'm thinking about their needs over mine. And I don't think 2 minutes would like satisfy me sexually, to be honest. 1 hour seems a little overkill. Like whenever I have lasted it that long, it's just like, dude, I'm just ready to give up, dude. Like,
yeah, well, and they start drying up too, you know? Like, it's not like they can just keep keeping that thing lubricated while we're pounding it out, you know? So that's another issue as well.
Dude, when you start getting to like an hour, dude, like, I don't know. Is it normal for like a chick just to be like 100% into it for the entire hour while you're sitting here just beating her guts in?
I wouldn't think so, dude. I think I would get bored too. And I mean,
imagine you being impaled over and over and over again and flipped around and like thrown all over the place, dude. And you're just sitting here just getting fucking, your insides are getting beaten up, dude.
Dude, I've thought about that too. Because especially like guys, dude, we're just like on top, just like heavy breathing, just like, oh, you like that, baby? Like, how is that attractive at all, bro? And chicks are just toughing it out, like, yeah, this is what we got to do.
You know what's funny? That's actually like, that's one question that I don't say. Like if I'm like talking dirty or something, I'm not gonna be like, you like that? You like that?
Okay, what do you say when you talk dirty then? Like, what's something you spit?
Dude, you really
this is the Bloody Nuts podcast, so yeah,
I'm me right now.
Yeah, I'm springing that on you right now. You threw the intro at me out of nowhere, so this is coming from left field. What are some of the things you say?
That is so fucked up of you to ask me that.
I mean, you don't have to tell me like the worst ones, but what's some dirty talk?
Because I'm over here gonna want to start like getting into that. Like,
are you gonna get a boner? Like,
I already have a boner, dude. Shut the hell up.
I know.
Like...
Anyway, come on, give me something.
I don't know. Fuck, I'm not saying it right now.
Okay,
Dude. I'm not
I'll
saying it right
fucking
now.
say. One of the things that I think that I'll say is like, oh, you feel so good. Like that's just one of my things. Is I'll like,
That's
you
hella
know,
cute.
yeah, grab her hair and just be like, oh, you feel so good. You feel so good. So that's one thing that I know I say. But I don't talk dirty often, you know. It's like it's more like a whisper, just like, you know, like really into it. I'll throw it out there.
Yeah, dude. There's a huge difference between like talking. Well, so both of us, we both have kids at the house, so it's like most of the time, when do we ever get like alone time where there's no children present
Facts.
or on the outside of the door?
So
I
much
don't.
quiet sex all the time. It's horrible.
Right. Like how like is it pretty often for you like when you're handling business that some like there's a kid at your door knocking like needing something or trying to get like walk in or something?
No, I mean we have a very strict knock policy. Like no matter what, if our door's closed, they have to knock. And so
Same.
my girls are really good about that. And the only time we really do have sex is like at night when like they're in bed, and so we don't really have that issue. We do have like shower sex sometimes, and then that's when they'll like want something, of course, and you know it's all sketchy because we're both in the shower, but. I mean, yeah, it is pretty quiet usually, but I will say whenever the kids aren't home, like that's when we get to be a little bit more adventurous.
That's like the fun shit.
Although I will say that my tongue is like a fucking god, and sometimes she can't control herself, so I literally have to like cover her mouth and be like, "Shut the fuck up! The kids are gonna hear your ass." Like, and she doesn't think she's being loud, but she's being fucking loud, bro.
Dude, no, that's so fucking funny. Honestly, when it gets loud like that, that's more of a turn on for me.
But for sure, because then you like it's like affirmation, like, yeah, I'm fucking doing something.
Oh yeah, she likes this. Yeah, like dude,
Yeah.
when you start putting in some work and they're like getting stoked about it, and you can tell that they're getting stoked about it, then I don't know, it changes the whole mindset, at least for me.
I feel like we both battle with like our insecurities and stuff too. So it's like whenever I am doing that, I'm like, dude, do I even know where the clit is? Like, she doesn't seem like she's into it, you know? So I'm like kind of beating myself up. But then when I hit it and she's like, oh, I'm like, yeah, I did it. I know what I'm doing now.
All these years, I finally found the clit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
32 years later.
She's like, baby, I'm so proud of you. That was awesome.
Whenever you found the clit for the first time, like, was it like a aha moment? Because I mean, I know for the longest time I had a general idea of where it was, and I know all these movies and stuff are always talking about not knowing where it is, and so like I thought I knew, but then when I actually found it, I was like, oh, like it's tucked away there, like in a little cave.
Yeah, I remember like the first time I went down. Yeah, I definitely didn't know where it was. Like I was like, you know, more on the lower side, like towards the hole and not so much like on the clit. But I did figure it out pretty quickly after that. Like, I don't know. I think it was like the first few years, dude, that I was like actually getting like sexually active. Like that was the only way that I was able to get a chick off was through oral like that. But
well, most of us small dick people, we have to rely on our tongues. Just saying. I mean, I've had some instances. It's not like it's never, but I definitely heavily rely on my tongue.
So from one above average guy to an under average guy, I would say, just fucking,
wow.
I don't think having. I mean, I guess there is like a too small and probably a too big too, but there's a lot of range, dude. Like everyone's different. I think with women, there's only like a few inches that they really actually need to hit the G spot. But
well, and I didn't get to really answer earlier, but for me, an average sex session is probably 5 to 10 minutes, and so I have a high sensitivity, and I just can't last longer than that, dude. I mean, if I like,
and that's fucking cool, dude. That's That's super cool. I'm jealous.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. I guess it would be like it'd be nice to last longer at times too, though. But like, what I'm curious about is like when people have sex and they say that they have sex for an hour or whatever, which you've told me before that's your case. My question is like, are you straight fucking the whole time, like straight penetration, or are you switch it up where you're like 69ing or just eating her out or whatever? Are you switching it up constantly within that hour? Any
Yeah,
sexual act is considered part of the sexual session.
brother. There's no way that like my body, like my stamina could really handle just like pounding it out for a straight hour. Like if it's an hour session, um, yeah, I'll be like penetrate and then I'll switch over to eating out and then go back. It just kind of like the whole back and forth, dude. Because I don't know. In my head, I kind of make it a game, like hit the G spot, hit the clit, hit the G spot, and then just keep on going back and forth. And it kind of gets my mind like stirring a little bit, to where I'm thinking less about other things and more into like what I'm actually doing. Like I'm always focused on what's going. I try to stay focused on like what I'm doing. And I'm also paying a lot of attention to, to the way that she's reacting as well. Like that's a huge turn on to me.
No, for sure. I totally get that. I was just curious because usually when I hear people say that they've had sex for an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, I'm like, my first thought is, one, you're full of shit. And then my second thought is, okay, if they are having sex for this long, is it full on penetration and like actual humping that entire time? Because that seems highly unrealistic too, because of one, the cardio aspect of it, and also just like being able to last that long for either the guy or the girl, because we were talking about drying up too. So that's kind of where I was at with it. And so I was curious. I was just curious, like, if people do have sex this long, what's the situation? Are they straight fucking? So you did help answer my question.
People who say that they're straight fucking for like 2 or 3 hours, dude, I don't think it's like constant without a break.
I think they're fucking liars. I don't
like,
think... Dude, I don't want to
have
have sex for 3 hours, dude. That's too fucking long, bro. I mean, I want to be able to have sex and enjoy it, but at the same time, I think I would rather to have a 20-minute, like, really good session, and then we fucking cuddle afterwards and watch some fucking TV. Like, that sounds way more fun than just fucking for 3 straight hours and just being all fucking sweaty and miserable and her vagina's all sore. Like, that doesn't sound as fun.
Yeah, honestly, dude, just like getting in bed, smashing it out, shower, smash, shower, bed, TV. Like that sounds like a good time to me, dude. Like that seems chill.
For sure.
When you're like in a relationship for so long, like it's like you're not like, let's just say like when you're in a fresh relationship, like it's a lot easier and motivating to keep on smashing over and over again. Like when people say they're smashing for 2 to 3 hours, I feel like they're taking breaks. Like you can even like be smashing all day long, but you're like, taking breaks in between, dude, because you can only bust so many times, dude, in a day.
Yeah.
And like I need that recharge.
Yeah. What's the most you've ever had sex in a day, and how old were you?
I don't even know, dude. Honestly, I think in my upper 20s is like where I've really had like the most amount of sex is.
Wait. You in your later 20s? You had the most sex, or you've had sex up to 20 times in one day?
I don't think I've had sex 20 times in a day.
Okay, I was like, holy fuck, dude! My dick would literally fall off.
Yeah, no, that's stressing me out a little bit, dude. I feel tired just thinking about it.
Yeah, I think the most I ever had sex in one day was 9 times, and I was 17, 18, so I'm just a young buck, just horny as fuck. And I will say the last 3 nuts that I had were just blanks. You're just shooting blanks.
All right, so you nutted every single time. I guess you're 17. I probably would have too.
No, I had an orgasm every single time, but nothing's coming out. Like I have the sensation and the feeling of the orgasm, but nothing was coming out. I'm literally shooting blanks. So, and also, I mean, it gets to the point too where you like have kind of like a chub where it's not a full on hard on, it's just like medium, and you're just kind of trying to just get a position that feels good and get one off. But it's I think 2, maybe 3 times is the most that you should have sex in a day, and that's bloody nut stamped official right there. I think that's the most you should have sex in a day.
Yeah. So now so let's say like within an hour you decide
I can't.
you stick it in 3 different times. So it means you take 2 breaks in between each time. Do you count that? Do you count that as a
Oh no, like from
like
when you start to when
what,
you finish is the sex session.
right. So let's say in 1 hour you smashed it out for 10 minutes, bust a nut, wait 20 minutes, bust a nut, wait another 20 minutes, bust a nut. So does that mean you had sex 3 times?
Dude,
Pretty much.
I can't answer that question because for me, after I bust a nut, I'm not going to get a hard on again for another 2 to 3 business days. So I can't. That's an exaggeration, but it's going to take at least, I would say, like 8 hours for me to like recharge and be able to go at it again. When I was younger, it was different. Now,
No.
oh no, I just can't go back to back to back like that. I wish I could. That'd be dope, but no.
Yeah. I wish I still had the energy like I did when I was a kid. And dude, like when I was like in high school and even probably a couple of years after high school, like I was like one of those like in and out minute man type of guys. And as I've gotten older, it's just like the time is just slowing down, man.
I know.
My doctor even prescribed me like some Viagra, or I guess it was like a knockoff Viagra pill, which I never got to take because someone stole it from me. Fucking crazy ex-girlfriends, man.
Yeah.
Fucking suck. I'm like,
So,
girl.
and tell the listeners why she stole it, because if I remember correctly, it was because she didn't want you using it with anyone else, right?
Yeah.
What a crazy bitch, dude.
Dude, don't date a girl that steals your prescriptions. Like, that's...
Yeah, that bitch was crazy. Have you ever taken horny goat weed though, by any chance?
Yes, sir. Yes,
That
I have.
shit's legit. Every time I used to take these multivitamins that had it in there, and whenever I took it, I noticed I was hornier. I noticed my fucking hard-ons were just way harder, and I was able to last longer too. And I didn't even know it was in there. I just, my wife was like, "Hey, like, are you good? Like, you've been super horny lately." And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't really know." And then I looked in my multivitamins, sure enough, horny goat weed. And I was like, "Oh, well, I know that shit works now."
Yeah. So, dude, for like a good period of my life, it was like for probably 2 years, dude. I was struggling every time that I would try to smash, and it's always an awkward conversation with a partner. But yeah, dude, I was getting erectile dysfunction type shit, where like I'm all like rock hard ready to go, and as soon as I'm about to put it in, just like limp. Or if I did get it in, it would just go limp, and I couldn't do anything about it. And like that happened for so long. It's embarrassing for them because they're like, "What did I do?" But it's
Yeah.
also embarrassing for me because like I have to have the same conversation every time. Like, "Oh, it's not you, it's me," and it's like they don't believe that,
Let's dive into this more though before we go back to the horny goat weed, because I remember talking with you about this, and I think there's other listeners who might be having the same issue. So the reason for your ED though was not necessarily that you weren't capable of getting a boner. It was that you were so stuck in your head about trying to please this girl or your sexual performance in general that you're so focused on that your own anxiety is making you get soft because you're no longer, like, I guess, in the moment. I think is that pretty accurate to say?
Honestly, I didn't really know if it was like, I was thinking that it was more of like an age thing for a little bit, but realistically, I think it was just like a lot of I don't want to get into like a rabbit hole of like negativity or anything, but I was just going through like a lot of like depression type shit, and I just like had way too much on my mind, not knowing where my life was going to direct me and steer me to, and I just like my mind was just all over the place and was not in the mindset to be smashing out. But that was kind of like my fuck boy days, that I was just like not giving a shit and just going out partying and having fun and smashing.
So,
Whoever.
and you haven't been having those issues since you've been with your fiance now, right?
No. I mean, there's times that it does happen, but anymore, not so often.
I mean, I have those issues too. Like sometimes, like, dude, especially for all the listeners too who don't know this yet, I'm a type 1 diabetic. Okay, so with being a type 1 diabetic comes a lot of other struggles. It's a crazy disease. But whenever I do work out or do anything, my blood sugar can drop. And so during sex, I'm putting out some cardio, and my blood sugar will drop. Well, whenever I drop, I can feel it, dude. And with sex especially, it just goes whoop and just goes limp, dude. And that's when I know I'm like, oh shit, my blood sugar's low. And I fucking hate it, because then I gotta be like, sorry, baby, I gotta go get some sugar. Like a different kind of sugar.
Sugar.
But it's I think it's just part of getting older, though, is that there's just different stuff that our body's going through, and not to mention the anxiety that we have to deal with on a daily basis that just gets us so stuck in our heads. So if you're out there and you're struggling with erectile dysfunction, it's okay. You're not alone. And there's help out there for you, whether it's just getting in your head and getting that shit fixed, or getting some Viagra and just fucking going to town.
You know what's fucked up is that that prescription that I had, I never even got a chance to take it. I never went and got a refill or anything like that. Like, I fixed my shit before I needed it. But
I still think you should get some and then take it and tell us about your experience here on the Bloody Nuts podcast.
That would be pretty cool. Like, dude, I had her upside down like this, bro, and she was screaming.
Yeah, I held her up with just my dick. It was crazy.
We took cock push-ups to a whole new level.
Have you ever tried a cock push-up? Like, legit. Have you gotten on the floor and tried to do it?
I mean, I've reenacted it, dude, but, my dick would crush in half.
See, I've tried it, and I succeeded. No, I'm just kidding. There's no
Got
fucking
half an
way.
inch off the floor.
There's no way that's even possible.
No, dude, that'd be one strong fucking dick, dude.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Could you imagine just like I would watch it, dude. I'd be like, you can do a cock push-up?
Prove
Whip it out. Show me that shit, dude. I want to see that.
Dude, you reminded me of something so funny, dude. Okay, so I had this buddy, and he was this crazy party animal, dude, and he was an awesome dude. And he had this rumor that he had this fucking smiley face tattooed on his dick, dude. And he went around telling everybody, and everyone talked about it. And I was just like, I kind of just didn't believe it. And so one day we were sitting on the porch, we were both smoking cigarettes, and I was like, dude, this may sound kind of gay, but no homo. Is there any way I can see it? He's like, dude, no problem. Fucking put the smoke in his mouth, zipped down his pants. I mean, there was like no time he wasted, and just whipped it out. And sure enough, like right above his piss hole, there were two little dots for the eyes, and right under his piss hole was a fucking little line with a smiley face, dude. And it just blew my fucking mind. But it was like
under the piss hole.
Under the piss hole, yeah. Like the pee hole was basically the nose.
Dude,
and
we've had enough tattoos to know that would not feel cool.
Yeah, and I asked him, and he said he was like, I was just shit-faced drunk, and I was like, okay, I think that might be the only way. But dude, it's just like, it was one of those moments where it's like, I don't care about seeing another man's dick. This is just way too interesting that I have to fucking see. I need to know if this is true or not.
Dude, the next time I fly out to Texas, I'm gonna show you my scar, and you're gonna be like, "That is a fucking sick
Wait,
scar, dude."
the scar, the bloody nuts scar.
The famous scar.
I don't know if I want to see it. I think I'm good. I'm good. I'm not as curious about that one.
Bloody Nuts podcast. It'll be called Famous Scars and Straps, and it's gonna be your reaction to my scar.
Jesus. Would you ever get Bloody Nuts podcast tattooed right next to the scar, or just BNP?
No,
Why not?
I'm not getting a tattoo on my pecker.
Would you pierce your dick?
I've wanted to for so long.
Would you get Jacob's Ladder or the Prince Albert?
Prince Albert.
Oh fuck! No, dude, no.
It's so weird, dude. Like I've wanted that for a very long time. And
What about that is appealing to you?
I don't know, dude. I think it'd be really badass. Like I may as well have just like gone and gotten my dick pierced when I was in high school because it felt like the same fucking thing when I smashed it.
You're like, there's already a hole there. Can you just put
Yeah.
a needle through the other side?
Yeah, and if the listeners don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, go back to episode one. Episode one, where we talked about the dick smashing story
and how we came up with the name for the podcast.
Yes. So yes, I have a very cute scar, and it is not noticeable until you know about the story. Then it's like, oh my god, that is fucking cute.
I see it. Dude, you're crazy though for wanting to get a Prince Albert, dude. Like if I were to get one, I would do probably the Jacob's Ladder because I feel like it's less sensitive on the shaft right there.
Which one is that?
It's like underneath the shaft where they take the skin and they pull it and then they put like several rings in it where it looks like rungs of a ladder on your shaft.
So like under the shaft, like where your nuts attached to it.
Yeah, like between your fucking tip and your balls, there's like several piercings. It's not just one piercing; it's several piercings.
Oh, I see.
You're at a computer. Why don't you just Google that shit real quick so you know what I'm talking about?
I'm looking that shit up right now, dude. Oh my god, dude, this guy's on the hey.
But
No.
I have heard that it feels better for girls. Like it's just a different sensation. So that would be like the one thing that I'd be like, all right, fuck it. But I'm just like worried about when I'm soft. Like, dude, especially with the Jacob's Ladder, like I'm just gonna have metal clanking together and people are gonna be like, you got change in your pocket? No.
See, the thing is, because I have previously struggled with sensitivity issues, I think that's what scares me the most about getting my dick pierced is that I could, like, what if I lost all sensitivity and I couldn't use it anymore? Like, as a man, I feel like I'd be so fucking depressed if I just couldn't use my dick like at all anymore, especially at 32 years old.
I mean, I think any man would be depressed about that. I mean, it's in our genetic code to want to fucking spread our seed.
Right? Yeah. No, absolutely.
With your 7 kids, do you still want to fucking spread your seed?
I don't want any more kids.
Yeah, you do. When 7's, those are rookie numbers.
You know, I love kids, but I hate them too.
Lil Yachty said it best, right? Man, fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids. No, kids are great, dude. But you know, you only need so many.
You know what I say about kids?
Hmm.
They look best in the millions on my wife's face.
Yes, dude. I would like to see that too.
Fuck off.
I love you, man. That's
God.
fucked up.
I
Fucked
fucking
up.
hate you, but it's fine. I'm gonna crack open another cold one.
See, yeah, I wasn't prepared for that. I finished my one, and I'm not walking out of here to get another one. So
You slacking, dude.
Yeah.
Have you ever? I mean, this kind of change topics here, but have you ever watched porn in like a weird place or got busted watching porn and it was awkward or anything?
I've never. I don't think I don't really. I got walked in on like watching porn or like in one of my last relationships or whatever. But other than that, I've never really been walked in on. Trying to think here. I think it was the first time that I watched anything that was like porn related. Like, so it wasn't. I don't know if you would consider it porn or not. But so the first time that I ever like watched like a adult film, it was what was that commercial it used to be on all the time? Girls Gone Wild.
Oh, bro, that's
So-
totally porn.
Okay, so I remember it clearly because it was the first time that I've ever watched anything like that, and I was like 9 years old. And so the person that I was with, or whatever, like he had like a Girls Gone Wild. It was like Mardi Gras, so like all these girls are outside partying and ripping their necklaces off and giving them to other people, or every time they got a necklace, right, they'd flash their tits. And like I'm like 9 years old, dude. I'm like, this is fucking cool,
For sure. Dude, I could probably watch that now and I'd still be like, yeah, that's pretty dope.
Yeah. I like there was like the Girls Gone Wild like Mardi Gras scene, and then it went to like a girl showering or whatever, and like that was my first time watching it. And the person that I was with, or whatever, like he was sharing that with me, and I just remember sitting there like with a pillow over my lap, like I'm 9 years old, dude. Like I'm trying to hold this shit in right now. Like I don't want to expose myself. Probably wearing basketball shorts or something.
Of course.
Like, dangerous situation.
Dude, you know what's so funny that you bring up Girls Gone Wild, dude, is I was probably like 11 or so, and I was staying the night at a buddy's house. And do you remember like late night they would have Girls Gone Wild just running on repeat, like the commercials for it?
Oh yeah, after a certain time.
Yeah, it was like 2 a.m. or whatever, and it's just Girls Gone Wild episode after Girls Gone Wild. Not the actual episode, but the infomercial. Well, of course we're young kids, we were watching it. Well, I ended up like falling asleep, or like trying to fall asleep, and I guess my buddy had already thought I'd fallen asleep. All of a sudden I hear thump 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 thump.
To the commercial?
Yes, it beating off right next to me, dude. Like I wasn't in the bed, but I was like on the floor next to his bed. I'm like, bro, like you couldn't even go to the bathroom. Like you're just sitting here beating your meat in front of me. I was like,
age. Tell me the age. How old
are you? God, I want to say 10 or 11. But dude, and then I got
10
nervous.
or 11, and you're listening to someone beating their meat.
Oh, I didn't have a choice. What do you want me to, and once you hear it start, I can't be like, bro, can you stop that? So I just got to sit there. I'm not going to get up and say anything.
Dude, I would have been like, get it, bro. Get it. Show that dick
Beat
who's
that meat.
boss.
Beat that meat. But dude, yeah, it was so weird. And then like a fear of mine too was like, I was like, dude, what if he busts a nut and it like fucking lands on me, dude? What if it just like, oh god.
Oh my, dude, that'd be a shooter.
Dude, I'd be pissed, bro.
Did you, at 11 years old, were you already experimenting with masturbation?
Yeah. I think so.
So you already knew what that was? That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, my mom actually caught me the first time I was like exploring myself. We were at my grandparents' house, and he had, back in the day, it was those shower heads that you could remove. They weren't very popular at the time. That was like a fancy thing. And so I had taken it and I was like putting it on my dick, and I was like, like this tickles, And my mom was like brushing her teeth or something. She's like, what are you doing? And she looked and she's like, oh my God. But I was just tickling myself with the shower head, bro.
Oh my god, dude. That's so fucking good.
Yeah.
See, I'm so thankful that my parents never walked in on me or anything like that, dude. I was also a late bloomer. Like I didn't. One of the episodes we talked about the first time that I ever did that, and yeah, so I started a little bit later than 11 years old.
Dude,
but when I did do it for the first time, I was like, this is a game changer. Like my life has completely changed, and I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, right. I don't think I'll ever stop this. Oh my god, dude. Sorry, this is backtracking again, but the porn incident, dude, I have a very good one for you about what had happened to me, because I'm a fucking idiot. Okay.
Yeah.
I had just gotten an office job, my very first office job. Okay.
I don't even want
And
to know where this is going, dude. I'm scared.
oh, it's bad. Okay. So I got my office job, and anyway, I was so proud, and I was like, I didn't want to fuck anything up, dude. And so I went on my computer. I wouldn't get on Facebook. I wouldn't like Google anything. Like I was just like strictly work. Well, then I started noticing that people like in the office, they would be getting on Facebook and stuff, and they would be doing like personal shit. So I was like, okay, like maybe you can do it sometimes or whatever. Well, it was my lunch break. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do it on my lunch break. That way, if I get caught on Facebook or whatever, like at least I'm on my lunch. And so I was like, well, I'm going to pull up incognito mode too, because, I don't want them to like catch me or whatever. I thought it would like hide, what I was doing. So I went to incognito mode. Well, whenever I go to incognito mode, the first thing I type in is my porn site that I go to. And so just out of habit, I typed in xnxx.com, and then I like grab my lunch, and then I turn around and I just see fucking tits and ass all over my computer screen at work. And I'm like, oh, and so I just close out of it like as quickly as possible. But I'm like, how fucking stupid am I? And then it just like made me feel like such a perv that like just going to an incognito mode means I gotta look at porn. Like what the fuck?
Was that like a private mode, so it didn't go into your history or something?
The incognito mode, what it does is when I did that, I thought it made it like private where no one can find out about it or whatever, which it doesn't go to your history, and it also blocks any cookies or any sort of pop-ups or anything like that from happening. So you won't get like, porn ads when you're just on the regular internet doing normal everyday shit. But yeah, I had pulled up some porn at work on accident, and luckily I did not get caught. But it was, oh my god, I'm glad I didn't have the sound on. Let's just put it that way.
So you were at work and you typed in XNXX to intentionally watch some porn.
No, I would not have done that. I promise you.
Wait, so why were you looking it up at work in the first place?
No, that's what I'm saying, bro. Is my brain, as soon as I went to incognito mode, because I was just going to go on Facebook, go to my incognito mode, and just by habit, I typed in XNXX, didn't realize it. And then when I grabbed my lunch and turned around, it was already on the screen, and I was like, oh, fuck. And that's when I realized what I did. So I didn't have like consciousness that I did that. That's how fucking bizarre it was, bro. I was so, dude, it was bad. It was bad. But didn't get fired, didn't get caught. It was whatever.
Damn, dude. That's crazy.
I'm a fucking idiot.
Dude, I could not have met. No one saw it, though?
No one saw it. No, I closed it out, like, because I had my own office, so, like, but I was worried IT was going to see it, like, oh, fuck, someone's looking at porn, and nothing happened. I just act like it didn't happen, and, oh, but, dude, I was scared. I was real scared.
Your heart was probably beating so fast.
You have no idea, bro. Like, I just gotten that job, dude. I was probably, like, 3 weeks into it, if that.
Dude, if someone were to see that,
oh
you would have had to get a new job, dude. Because that word would have spread around so fast, especially as a new guy. They're like, dude, the new guy was just watching porn, bro.
Dude, that would have been horrible. Oh, God, I felt so stupid. Dude, I have a buddy, and he would watch porn on the freeway and jerk off at the same time. Tell me that's not wild.
That is so wild, dude. Like,
first of all, what happens if you get pulled over? You're fucked. Second of all, what if somebody sees you jacking off, like a semi truck?
You're in your own car, like I guess that's a
indecent exposure,
indecency exposure. Yeah,
indecent exposure.
I guess so. Whether you're in your car or not,
well, yeah. Like, property. what if you're driving past a minivan and the kids are playing the license plate game and they're like, "Mommy, what's that fat cock doing in that guy's hand?" So those are the issues. And then also, where are you gonna finish? You just gonna find like an empty fucking McDonald's cup and just keep on driving? Like,
imagine you had like a soda can. and you were trying to like get off into like the mouthpiece of the soda can, and you hit a bump, and your dick just
Cut it on the
slices
lip?
open from the can.
Oh God, dude.
But you didn't know what else to use, so you're just like oh, here we go, this works.
No, fuck that, dude. I'm not jerking off in the car, dude. I don't even like fucking in cars. There's not enough room. I like to have room. I got to be able to sprawl out, man.
That's because you drive a Yaris, bro. You need to get you got to get a truck, man. There's lots of possibilities in the truck.
I have fucked in the back of a Jeep, and there was plenty of room.
The Jeep's not the same as a truck, bro. Check this out. Hear me out, okay?
All right.
Quick.
All right.
In the back of a truck, if it's a crew cab, four door, and you got back seats, a front seat, and you don't have a middle seat in the front, the girl bends over the center console, and she's got her left arm over the driver's seat, right arm over the passenger seat, and you're just in the back, just giving it to her doggy. Like,
sounds pretty dope.
It is, because you could either sit down and do it, or you could be like kind of hovering, you know, like that's a pretty badass experience. What?
Is there a name for that?
Truck fucking.
The truck fuck.
Trying to get down on some truck fucking.
You got to trademark that shit, bro.
Right. But other than that, dude, like, there's so many possibilities, especially in like a full size truck. Driver's seat, passenger seat. The seats are big enough where you can fit 2 people on each seat. You got the whole back seat. If you need more room, flip the back seats up. You got the
These
center
are valid
console.
points. These are very valid points, bro.
And dude, you're not just stuck doing missionary on the back seat of a small car. Like, you can almost stand up.
Dude, so I think the first time I ever had sex in a car, it was in that Jeep, and it was like one of the coolest nights of my life. And what had happened, we were at this party, and these girls showed up who didn't usually hang out with us. And anyway, there was one I got my eyes on, and I was like, all right, she's the one. I'm gonna make this happen. Well, I was sitting on her lap at one point during the night, and we were playing.
Sitting on her lap?
Yeah, because I'm a fucking G, bro. I'll fucking pull poon sitting on laps,
sound like a
getting
bitch.
sad. Joe, no, listen, dude. After I finish this story, you're gonna be like, you're a fucking baller, dude. Okay.
All right.
So I was sitting on her lap, and we were playing Never Have I Ever. Okay, and I go, Never have I ever farted on a stranger's lap. And then all of a sudden, I just ripped ass on that chick's lap, dude. And she threw me off, bro.
Yeah.
And everyone's laughing, having a good time, whatever. And and it didn't gross her out. We were still like kind of flirting or whatever. Well, anyway, she had to leave for some reason, so she left, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm not getting laid tonight." And I was all pissed. Well, then there was one girl left, and she was a big girl. I mean, I'm talking over 200 pounds big. And my buddy was eyeing her because he was a bigger fella too. But then she takes a liking to me, and she's like, "Oh, if you need somewhere to sleep, you can sleep in the back of my Jeep." And I mean, I'm not dumb. I knew what that meant. So I looked over at my buddy. I'm like, "You cool with that?" And he's like, "Go for it, bro." So I slept in the back of this girl's Jeep, smashed it out with big girl, which was the first time I'd ever been with a big girl. But I put in some work, dude. I made it worth my while. So I smashed it out. Anyway, we finished. Not 5 minutes later, that girl I farted on, she calls her phone because they were friends, and she said, "Hey, can you give that Zach guy my number? I'd like to see him again." So I fucking farted on this girl's lap.
She asked your friend that? Or
the girl I just smashed out.
Oh,
no, the girl I just smashed out. So that means I farted on this girl's lap. Just smashed her friend in the back of her Jeep, and now she's calling and wanting to hook up with me still. Dude, I felt like such a baller, bro.
Her friend's like, nah, he just fucked my fat pussy.
No, she even said, "Yeah, no problem." She's like, "Man, you must really have some game because she wants to see you again."
Threesome.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that. See, I like where your head's at.
Yeah, dude. That would have set you up if you were thinking right.
I know I was young. I think I was 17, bro. I was still learning how to slay. I mean, I was pretty good still, but
Shit, dude. A lot's changed since you're 17, man.
yeah, you ain't lying. That was like
Sex
half
is
my
a lot
life
different
ago.
when you're 17 versus 32.
You ain't lying. Anyway, well, seems like a good place to end the podcast. What do you think?
Yeah, man. Yeah. We got a lot of discussions in there. I hope everyone has stayed tuned and can take some notes from this, or possibly give us some advice.
So I do have to say that if you're an ongoing Bloody Nuts listener, you're probably like, holy shit, that was a Bloody Nuts episode. And if you're new to the podcast, you're like, holy fuck, this is the Bloody Nuts podcast. And yeah, that's fucking right, bitches. This is the Bloody Nuts podcast.
Either we don't know what we're talking about, or we do. So we'll leave it up
Mostly
to
we
you
don't.
guys to let us know on.
Mostly we don't. And we're just fuckboys and perverts talking about just bullshit.
Just a couple perverts.
Pretty much. Anyway, guys, it was super good time as always, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.